I don't think it's okay for us, and by us I mean eating disordered individuals. I don't think it's okay for us to skip meals or overeat in response to a disturbing feeling, because we do have the thoughts behind that. We do have all those other mechanisms that I already mentioned, whereas someone who is a normal eater would not have all that backstory. They might overeat, or they might skip a meal, and that's not necessarily a good thing, but I think it can be tolerated when it's very minimal, simply because they're not doing it for the reasons that an eating disordered individual would be doing it. And I know that sounds a little bit unfair and maybe a little bit gray instead of black and white, but you have to think of it maybe sort of like alcoholism, for example, where it would be okay for me to have a drink every now and then, even though alcohol isn't really considered to be something healthy to consume, but it would be okay for me to have an alcoholic drink every now and then because I'm not an alcoholic. But it really isn't okay for an alcoholic to just have one drink every now and then, because that's not the way it works in their mind. There is a lot of stuff behind having that one drink, and a lot of the times you can't really just have one drink if you are an alcoholic, for the same reason where if you are skipping a meal or overeating, it usually doesn't happen just once if you have an eating disorder. Usually there's so much stuff behind it that you just will do it again and again, because you'll keep telling yourself, it's okay because I'm feeling terrible today, it's okay because I'm really depressed, it's okay because I'm really angry, and then it's going to become more of a ritual, even if it's few and far between. Even if you don't do it on a daily basis, it doesn't make it right. I used to think that I could never overcome my feelings and all of my pain and my demons and be able to eat normally. I used to think that I would always have to restrict, which was sort of, my thing of choice. I used to think that I would always have to restrict in order to make myself feel better or to have control over my life, but I grew to learn that that's not true, and as soon as you can accept all these feelings, you are going to feel such a sense of relief. You're going to feel sort of like a new person, like you're finally learning yourself, finally learning who you are, finally learning how to deal, finally learning how to actually live life without relying on unhealthy behaviors. And it's a really liberating feeling. It's really freeing, and you can get there, you can make it there, and it's not going to happen in a day, it's not going to happen in a week, and it's hard. It's so easy to lean on behaviors. It's so easy to lean on food intake and food rituals and behaviors surrounding food in order to make yourself feel better, in order to not deal with feelings. And we all know this. We all know that it's easier for us to somehow rely on our eating disorders, but it's not good for us. What it is doing is killing us. It's killing our bodies. It's killing our souls. If you're watching this video, or any of these videos, you're doing it for a reason. You're doing it because you, at least some of the time, want to learn how to overcome your eating disorder. You want to learn how to be yourself without your eating disorder, how to live your life. This is a thought-provoking question, and I do stand by my answer that I don't think it's right for any recovering individual to skip a meal here or there, or to sort of use food to cover up their feelings or to deal with a disturbing feeling, because I look at it, like I said earlier, the way I would look at alcoholism or something like that. It's never going to be okay to do something for that reason. Whenever there's something behind that action, that something that's behind the action is the problem. And you have to learn to deal with that something. And if that something is a disturbing feeling, when you learn to deal with it, you feel freer. You're able to eat normally. And you don't have to rely on the eating or the lack of eating in order to combat that feeling. You guys are wonderful viewers. I hope you have an amazing week, and I will see you next time. Alright, bye guys!